Hi, in today's conversation, I'd like to provide some guidance on how to answer the interview question. What tools or platforms do you use for drafting, editing, and managing your writing projects? How proficient are you with these tools, and how do they enhance your writing process? It's important to keep in mind that there are three aspects to this question. The first is about what tools you use. The second is about how you manage your system, your workflow. And the third is about how it enhances your writing process. There are three things to keep in mind when answering a question like this. The first thing to keep in mind is that the question is asking about your familiarity with writing tools and how prepared you are to write in a professional setting. You might have used many of these writing tools personally for your other personal work, but writing in a professional setting is a little more structured and systematic in process. It also involves a great degree of teamwork. And so the first aspect of question is asking you how familiar you are with these tools. So definitely open the answer by talking about your familiarity with the different writing tools that you've used and how prepared you feel to start using these tools on day one for collaboration, for teamwork, or for any other purposes. The second aspect of the question is about managing your workflow. So take an opportunity at this time to talk about how you track your projects, how you save your work, what kind of system you've established in order to systematically save your work so you can go back to it in an efficient way, and talk about the effort you put into version control. Version control is a critically important thing in professional writing in any setting, whether you're in a pharma company, in an agency, in a contract research organization, or even in a freelance capacity. Your ability to tell the difference between the different versions, keeping track of the versions, not being confused with the changes which have gone on between one version and the next is extremely crucial. Many projects might get done in a small number of versions, but larger, more complex projects usually have dozens of versions of the same document. So it's crucial to talk about your familiarity with version control and the system that you have established in order to keep everything where it's supposed to be, and that your system is foolproof. The third aspect of the question is how do these writing tools enhance your writing process? This aspect of the question is really asking you about how you structure your ideas and how you keep them separate from your deliverables. An idea could be anything. It could be something that you read about, something which you find interesting. Um, uh, you might come across some literature which you think is really interesting to you, and you might store that, keep that in one place. But it's not necessary that it needs to go into the deliverable, because the deliverable is driven by strategy. It's driven by what needs to be in there. It's driven by what the audience wants to read about, what they want to hear about, what they want to learn about. And so the third aspect of your question that talks about separation of ideas from deliverables is exactly how you address it, which is to say that you have certain tools which allow you to store ideas and certain tools which you use in order to implement those ideas, execute those ideas, and bring those ideas to life. So you have your reservoir of ideas on one side, and then you have a separate set of tools for bringing those ideas to life. As long as you're hitting these three aspects of the question, you'd be in good hands in conveying to the person across the table that you're ready for the role, that you're able to do the role, and that you're familiar with the tools being used for the role. I hope the guidance shared with you today is helpful to you, and I wish you all the best for your next medical writing interview. All the best.